Now we're going to begin in earnest to find equations of lines from given information. And the first problem I have for you is find the equation of the line with slope equals to -3/7 and passing through the point 1, 4. Alright, now I'm going to draw the sketch of this because I want you to see what is going on. And so here's my grid, and the point 1, 4 is about up here, and a slope of -3/7 takes me way over to here, because to jump from this point to the next one by using the slope, I would have to go down 3 units and go to the right 7 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it puts me way over here. And now we can connect the dots. And there's a graph of the line. Alright, I'll put a few numbers up here to be consistent, but it's not mandatory that you draw the graph in working these. However, if you draw the graph or sketch the graph and working a problem like this, then as long as you're paying attention or alert, know what slope means, know what y-intercept means, then you're going to catch errors that you may make. And so for example, what is the equation of this line? Well, the slope is known. Slope, which is also letter B, as we said before, the slope is -3/7. So when you work with the form y equals mx plus b, we have the beginning of our equation. It's y equals to -3/7 x plus y-intercept b. Now, what is the y-intercept? From the graph, you can get a pretty good idea what it should be just by looking at it, because it should fall between 4 and 5. Now, it's maybe not terribly obvious exactly where it falls, because it crosses at a fraction. But in any event, if we came up with the equation of a line where the y-intercept was a negative number down here, or a very small number or a very large number, if you have the graph to look at, then you'll know there's a mistake. Now, people who do very well in courses like this are alert for things like that. They take the tips we give them, and it only takes very tiny effort to graph this, to sketch that graph. So you make that little extra effort, pay attention to what this stuff means, and you're probably well on your way to getting an A by doing things like that. Okay, now, actually the y-intercept is not so hard to find in this, because remember, the slope tells us that there's a -3 to 7 drop. And so from here, the y-intercept there is the -3/7 drop. And so actually, my y-intercept, I believe, is going to be at 4 3/7. It's a little cluttered to write it there, but because the slope, the change in slope tells us it drops 3/7, or the ratio is -3/7 to 1. And so moving backwards, I have to go up by, in this case, 3/7. I only move 1 unit. The run is 1, so the rise has to be, in this case, going backwards 3/7. All right, well, it turns out that's not a very efficient way of doing most of these, because what if this point was over here somewhere? Then it would be a bit more challenging to figure out where that y-intercept is. If this point was not 1 unit away, if it was way over here, then it would take more work. So I don't recommend this as a way to do all of these, because it can get pretty confusing. There are lots of ways to find equations of lines from given information. But the one I'm going to mainly show you is going back to the equation we're trying to form, the slope-intercept form of the equation. So how do we do that? Well, we have this information here, and the point information tells us that the line, because the line crosses through the point, then these numbers satisfy this equation we're building. And so try to imagine that the 1 goes into the x position and the 4 goes into the y position. So when we put those numbers in, 4 equals to minus 3/7 times 1 plus b. This is minus 3/7. So if I add 3/7 to both sides to cancel, then I get 4 3/7 equals to b. So in this case, we've solved for the y-intercept b by using the point information. Now we can write the equation of the line. Unfortunately, I have to erase to make room here, but the equation is y equals to negative 3/7 x plus 4 3/7. And note that this was the y-intercept we predicted from the graph. You know, it would be perfectly fine to write this as a improper fraction. Y equals to negative 3/7 x plus, what is this? 4 times 7 is 28 plus 3 is 31/7. So it would be perfectly fine to write it in this form.